spending the time with the people, with each person, like the guys that are out shipping, the guys that are in production, understanding like what their need is. This, from my perspective, it was a technology side. What do you need to help you do your job better? What can I do to facilitate that? And that's not just asking for it. That's helping them build that business case to get what they need done.
Welcome to Real Leadership, the podcast that cuts through the noise to focus on leaders who make, move, and process things in the real economy. Together, we'll discover the strategies and hard-earned lessons from pragmatic, gutsy leaders who operate in a world that is more steak than it is sizzle. Right here, we dive into their stories, challenges, and triumphs to go beneath the surface to the very heart of leadership in the real economy. I'm your host, Jim Weaver, Chief Operating Officer of the Onin Group, where we believe that real leadership does indeed matter. Let's go.
Understanding your labor market is crucial for successful recruitment. Onin Staffing's Recruitment Strategy Guide provides insights specific to your geographic location and the positions you're hiring for. Our Recruitment Strategy Guide delivers a clear snapshot of your labor market and actionable intel to tackle market-specific challenges. With Onin's expertise, we help you navigate and win in your competitive landscape. Empower your recruiting process with the insights you need. Learn more about Onin's Recruitment Strategy Guide at oninstaffing.com/strategy. In today's episode, I have the pleasure of introducing to you Mike Schillinger, COO of Advanced Plastics, a custom plastic extrusion company based in Lincolnwood, Illinois. That's right outside of Chicago. Mike has a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Over the course of his career, Mike has worked in roles that range from technical architect to project manager and business development director. Mike first began working with Advanced Plastics in 2008 as an IT solutions consultant, giving him an outsider perspective on the business. Armed with expertise in business efficiency and problem solving, Mike quickly gained the trust of the Advanced Plastics management team. Last year, in 2022, Mike assumed the role of Chief Operating Officer. Since then, Mike has led the company toward expansion with a focus on sales, operations, and staff retention. Welcome, Mike.
Jim, thank you so much for having me on. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. It was last year, so I think I can still congratulate you on the COO gig.
Rolling on 1 year, so yeah, just another few days. Kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, you had a unique path to the COO role at Advanced. Your background is as a technical architect, and they started as a customer, right?
Very much so.
Well, tell us about that. What they hire you to do?
So we're looking. At the time they were looking to fulfill a need. Their current IT guy was going back home, and home was back to Chile, and they had kind of an opening there. I was friends with Jim Stoser, who was at the time, he was leading Advanced. He's one of the owners as well too, and we kind of struck up a conversation, and came in for it's funny, you come in, you think it's going to be, since you know some people, you think it's going to be a warm reception, and he they all kind of they turned the fire up, and really made me think. I had to think on my feet, and the funny thing was the one sales guy, it's like you recognize pretty quickly that you're going to have to step up your game, and you got to, the salesman part really has to come out, and you got a little bit of a circus show. You got to perform a couple, maybe a couple miracles, do some stuff. And the one sales guy came in, and he's like, "I like him, hire him." And he's like, everybody's like, "Whoa, not yet." And I'm like, "Okay, I think it went well. We'll see what happens." A couple weeks later, Dennis, he was basically the accountant and CFO, and he's like, "Come on back." He's like, "Let's talk." And It was actually on the heels of what I didn't know was right on the heels of the recession back in 2009 and stuff like that. So we were pushing ahead, kind of scoping out projects, and then things tightened down. And honestly, it was through a path. You find ways. You adapt your philosophies to meet their needs at the time. You handle the projects that they need to handle. I've always even if it's not budgetary friendly, sometimes you need to talk about it, and you need to handle issues and stuff like that. It was everything from just day-to-day IT stuff, Rick and I were joking a second ago, I need some batteries for the mouse, but sometimes that's what it is. It's getting a computer in the right hands.
Yeah.
And over the years, just helping them strategically determine their technology direction. So
you stayed on as a contractor for a long time.
It was all the way, essentially just, it was a transition from contractor to COO, and it wasn't overnight.
Wow.
The company was going through a potential sale, and there was the one thing that really sticks in my mind is no matter how you spin it, there's so much longevity here at Advanced. The workforce, there's so many people have been here 20 plus years. So
wow.
Honestly, it's something I don't see every day, especially, being in IT, you see turnover every year or two, a couple of years, even the long ones. Some of my other clients, 3, 4, 5 years, but nobody 20 plus. And there's so many that and it gets even bigger at the 15-year marker plus. And with the sale, with the potential sale, there was a lot of uncertainty. And my wife knows this one. I woke up one morning and I broached the idea over coffee. I think it was a Sunday. And I'm like, what if I throw my hat in the ring? Offer to take over and propose the idea. Gives the owner who was looking to retire an opportunity to retire, and it allows stability in the company. I'm not unknown. I'm not coming from the outside. It gives me a chance to, I honestly, I guess, see if one guy can make a difference. See if you can do it,
It was kind of like a 14-year interview, really.
Yes, it was. 14-year, and the actual back and forth was about 6 months. So to say that it was overnight, it was far from it. So
you started going into this, but what do you think are the things that aligned? What did you bring in? I mean, even to be for them to work with you as a client, as a consulting client for 14 years, you were fitting some need or meeting some opportunity with Advanced Plastics. What do you think that was?
I love working with my clients, and they're not just customers. They're not really just clients. It's friends and in relationships. And I developed basically very personal relationships over the course of over the course that I was running with MSI, and this was no less than that. Every time I come in, it's spending the time with the people, with each person, the guys that are out in shipping, the guys that are in production, understanding what their need is. This, from my perspective, it was a technology side. What do you need to help you do your job better, and what can I do to facilitate that? And that's not just asking for it. That's helping them build that business case to get what they need done. And honestly, it's a lot of times I was kind of the liaison. So I've humorously called I've been called a meat shield. Sometimes you gotta, you just take it. You're about ready to walk into a firefight, and just kind of you just take it, and it's all right. It'll be over at some point. There's gonna either be a yes, gonna be a no, or a maybe. And I try and walk out with the yes or a maybe. It's even the no. Is it really a hard no, or is it a soft no? Do you really mean no? And then if I ask tomorrow, will it be a yes? So.
Right. Okay. Well, there's another rumor going around. I had heard that your one of the reasons why you got the COO gig was both you and Jim have in common the fact that you're both world-class sprinters, and you had raced him for the gig or something at the company picnic, a 100-meter dash. Is there any accuracy?
It wasn't me,
there?
but I was the like I said, I like to be the kind of the site behind it. It was Jim and Steve. He's now the shipping director, and my desk was right outside. It was, I lovingly call it the tri-state, 294 here in Chicago, which is 8 lanes on each side of the expressway. It's a mess. Everybody walks by, everybody sees what's on. There's no privacy, and so everybody comes out, they would congregate, and Jim and Steve would always go at it, of course, lovingly. And, who's faster, who's this and who's that. And I'm like, you know what, why don't we just lay down and see who's the fastest? So roped out 100 yards on the street, and, it was basically a dash for, a dash to see who's, it was bragging rights, nothing but.
Yeah. So Jim was an older guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he it is. I mean, I maintain that Steve threw the race, but you know what? It's all right. It's there. I do have one photo finish. One guy's laughing, and the other guy is he's moving. So it was good. I tell you what, I loved it. I wouldn't trade that for the world. I think we were the idea was 5 days of festivals, kind of an Olympic, Olympic venue.
Yeah,
right. Festus for the rest of us.
Yeah. Yeah, that is taking one for the team. I know for me, I try to keep in shape and stuff, but man, my days of running a sprint are over. It is not pretty.
I was getting blamed for all the cramps later too. So since you organized this, no, come on now. It was good. I enjoyed that.
Recruiting top talent is tough. Onin Staffing focuses on people, offering exceptional benefits to attract and retain dedicated workers. Partner with us for flexible, data-driven solutions. Visit oninstaffing.com to learn more.
I'm going to put on my nerd glasses for a second here. It's always fascinating to hear how businesses make a living. So you're in obviously with your title, you're in the plastics business. That's a really broad category though. So what's your niche? What do you guys do?
I would say the two most common, whether common or not, but is plastic injection molding. So you've got your Coke bottles, your teacups, stuff like that, the 2 liters and whatnot, all injection molding. And then on the other side is us. We've got plastic extrusion, where it's basically plastic pellets or the raw materials heated up, and it's fed through an extruder, or basically a large auger or a screw, and it's pushed through a die in the mold, and it comes out in linear fashion. So the most common venues of this is let's say door seals, around your garage door, back of tractor trailers and stuff like that. So any seal that you've got, door seals, like refrigeration and stuff like that around your refrigerator, those are all plastic extruded. And you've got flexible plastic, you've got rigid plastic, and there's temperature variations and stuff. So our niche is basically everything that's linear. So and how to be creative about that. So even all the way to I call it silly string, but it's not. Basically 3D filament. That's all stuff. It's all it's in every classroom these days in America. Is kids doing 3D printing of their designs and stuff, all the stem cells or STEM classes and stuff. So that's all it's all extruded material.
Okay, and you guys will put together you'll put together different types of you'll combine different types of extruded material too, from what I understand,
sample.
right?
So this is you've got flexible here. I know the audience can't see this, but then you've got rigid material here. So you've got the two of them fitting into a profile. And
now, how do you? Those are connected. Right. So what makes the difference between the firmness and the flexibility?
So two different types of
that.
Two different types of basically PVC, and they're fed together at the same time, and at that mold, at that end, they're fused together. So it's considered, like, when you've got flexible, it's considered you're double extruded, and then you've got triple extrusion, where you've got 3 different types of materials all bonded together all at the same time. So,
how do you get your product to market?
Right now, we have some distributors on our weather seal side, and on our transportation side, it's direct sales. And I mean, not to, for better or worse, we kind of keep the customer list kind of quiet into our, but we've got some major players in both on the weather seal side as well as on the transportation side, and the transportation side's direct sales. So we're those are basically organic relationships that we've grown, and we've got a kind of a hybrid. We've got distributors, and then we've also got some organic ones that have kind of we look to push through through our distributor network on the weather seal side, so on the garage door side. But it's
working with the OEMs, right. That's where you're getting to do the customized stuff, and it changes all the time with the model changes.
They have their we're working, our engineers are working tightly with their engineers, a lot of back and forth, in terms of design tweaks and stuff. They'll finalize a design, we'll run it, we'll send it to them. They'll run it through their trials. Sometimes like a larger sample size, they'll run it for a week or 2, see how that goes before you reach all the way till you're actually like in full on production. And the major difference for me is the mind shift is in the world of technology. There's no such thing as like is long term. Long term is like a couple of days, a week or 2. And you're rolling. Here, projects take years to develop. And the guys are telling me, like, listen, man, it's going to take like 4 years. I'm like, 4 years? I only have 4 years. Come on now. Gotta be a way to.
Land top technical and professional talent with Focus. Focus specializes in direct hire and contract placements, connecting you to exceptional candidates in IT, engineering, management, and more. Elevate your team with Focus. Visit getinfocus.com.
How crowded a field is it in your space there with what you produce? Is it extremely competitive, or is it just a couple of players, or do you guys have a real unique niche that you are operating?
No, that's a great question. The folks that are our competition are both large and kind of not necessarily quiet, but they're it's like, I guess we each know that we're out here in our own geographic areas and stuff like that. So there's a lot of I don't know how you say, like, it's quiet but prevalent. Like we each understand who it's an old, not necessarily like an old boys network, to coin a phrase, but it's a smaller known industry. So like people will try, like salesmen, and like people will leave one job and then show up in another competitor or another company doing a similar job, and it's like there's no hard feelings. It's just kind of everybody travels in the same circles, so to speak. So
same circles, sure. Is it so you mentioned it's kind of a little bit geographically
a little geographic, in terms of like where the we sell nationally. Actually, we sell internationally as well too, but in terms of like where everybody is, I guess the market, in geographically speaking, it's kind of contained a little bit, you know what I mean, in terms of like the competition. Nobody's like, we're not like knocking on each other's doors and stuff like that, looking to steal stuff away. Everybody's trying to build their own reputation with what they're doing, and you're, I guess, always trying to pioneer the next new thing in this industry.
Yeah. Why do your customers work with you?
To be quite honest, it's our excellence in customer service. I mean, it as much as with each year that's passed and we've grown, it's our commitment to making sure that each of our customers feel like they're the only ones that we deal with, and handling their, regardless of the size, regardless of the volume that they're buying, everything from like a $60 order all the way up to a $176,000 order. You know, we're giving everybody that same feel and that same attention.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
You know, making sure that everybody feels the same.
Yeah. How do you make sure that happens as a leader? Because it's easy to say, it's harder to do at scale, and you got a pretty decent sized operation there. How do you, as the leader of that, or how do you make sure that's happening?
You know, I for better or worse, it's not really a job or a career. It's more of a lifestyle. I not to say that I live the job, but it's part of me. So I mean, everything, you know, all the way in the mornings, like kind of walking the dog, it's thinking about the day. Sometimes, you know, people pop on your radar, and it's jumping between. It's not just departments, it's individuals, and understanding if there's, you know, you pass somebody in the hall or something like that, and it looks like maybe things are weighing on them a little heavy. Understanding what's going on with them individually, and making sure that they've got what they need. I know it's a lot of people, and it's a lot of time, but sometimes I don't get to everybody, but I do my best to make sure that everybody's, like, you know, that they get what they need. I guess kind of a servant leader, so to speak, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you don't have that at the top, it's not going to happen when they're interacting with your clients.
Giving them what do you need in order to be successful, and doing everything I can to make that happen. It's not me not me barking orders. It's what can I do to help them get their job done.
Now, where do you see the industry going in the next few years?
You know, that's another interesting question, because with COVID and coming out of that, now we're kind of creeping out of that. Everything's kind of being redefined, but the one thing that is popping up on the regular right now, and it makes a lot of sense. This is on the technology side. It's use of portal technologies between companies. So in this case, it's let's say it would be use of portal technologies, or like kind of extranets between like us and our customers, so that their orders are being populated, and our two disparate systems that don't talk to each other, it's bridging that gap on the technology side. So minimizing emails and minimizing confusion. And the direction that I see us going is us using that technology ourselves for our vendor management, through using tech. I hate to say, it's like everybody thinks robotics and automation. That's true, but also too it's tying systems together, which is ordering systems, purchasing systems, all that stuff. It's more tightly integrated, so that when, let's say, you place an order for a garage door, all their stuff, they can give you an accurate delivery date, because our two systems on the back end are tied together. And that's
yeah. I would imagine you would need a lot. Would you just do that with an API?
You've got company. You've got like basically companies that are building technology to handle the extranet. So everything's going towards subscription services, right? So you subscribe to their service, and they're providing you you're exactly right. They're providing you the APIs to plug into your system, because you want to only give them what you need to give them, right? And you want to, so everybody's kind of sharing only what they feel that they can share on the data side. You tie that together. You make communication better. You allow for orders to be, let's say, reviewed, or like, hey, put up for, this one's in question. Like, here's the numbers I've got versus the numbers you've got. Rather than, we're losing a lot in emails. I hate to say it. Things sort of die out.
Accomplishing diversity, equality, and inclusion directives can be challenging. Excelsior Staffing, a certified MBE providing staffing solutions for light industrial sectors, has been helping companies like yours find success since 2007. Strengthen your diverse team with Excelsior. ExcelsiorStaffing.com.
You're growing right now. What's driving that?
A little bit of me, and a lot of bit of we are just really tight on physical space, and you grow too big for the house. It's time to look for a bigger house, and we're doing that right now. We're in the process of that, and it's a big step. We've been in this area for a long time, and anytime you start to grow, it's a leap of faith, and I think it's one that's overdue, and I'm excited because it's the future. I mean, it will allow us to serve our customers like so much more efficiently. You get a happy driver that comes in, gets his pickup, heads out, in, out, bing, bang, boom. It's like he gets back, he shows up at his, back to his home base, and good experience. Everybody's happy. Nobody's yelling.
Yeah.
It's time to grow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Are you picking up? Did you get into a new space with your product? Is a new client relationship driving, or is it expansion with your current client?
I had a
base?
unique opportunity. It was really early on when I started in terms of like this in this position, and a salesman from another company, actually a direct competitor of ours, approached us, and they were actually they decided to spin down their operations. And it's not too often that your competitor decides that we're sunsetting this, and are you interested in the business? How do you say no? And it was a lot of decisions kind of quickly, but sometimes you gotta I shoot from the hip, lead with the heart. So this was exactly one of those. There was a lot of everybody's a little, I got a little jittery at the end, of course, myself. It's like, are you doing the right thing? But what, it's been phenomenal. The addition to our team, and it was a new product in addition to new processes, which I know that sounds kind of nerdy, but it was other people doing things that they hadn't done, and teams that were not necessarily like secondary, but they were like it wasn't a lot of emphasis. They are now very, very vital to getting this done. So it's basically it's whole team. It's a whole team effort, and there's nobody that is insignificant. Nobody that is not part of the team. It's like, oh, here's this area. Don't worry about it too much. Everybody is. It truly underscores like how vital all the departments are, and all the operations are.
Yeah, that's exciting. You mentioned the longevity of your team there. Why do you think folks stick around? What is it that keeps people there for that amount of time? Because that's pretty rare.
Very rare
nowadays.
There is a tremendous sense of family here, and there's a lot of relationships that extend beyond these doors. There's a lot of people that are both co-workers and colleagues, as well as friends, and hanging out. They share a lot of life, both inside and outside of here. We've got a few sons and dads working here, and we've got brothers working here, and at the same time that presents a unique challenge to make sure that all the decisions you make from a personnel standpoint are not only balanced, but like you have to take that into consideration. And like, man, that's tricky. It makes for long days for me sometimes.
Sure. Well, and you're coming from the technical background, the people side of this
it's
and you can't avoid people in life, but I mean, like, you being responsible for that aspect of the business is
thinking things. It's thinking again. It's overthinking. It's asking questions that, like, like, is this work related? Like, did something go bad when you guys went out last night or something like that? You're not telling me. Like, help me out here. Come on, throw me a bone.
Yeah, there's a upside and a downside to the family environment. More up than down. But
you stay in this room. You go over there. Like, don't talk to him.
Exactly. Well, what's one trait? If you could instill one trait into any employee, what would that one trait be?
I know this is it may sound kind of weird, but entrepreneurialism. I mean, I want everyone to believe it's not like one person's company. It's not this person's company. It's not that person. It's each person's company. It's all of us together. I want you to think I want you to think outside the box. I want you, all those things that even if it's crazy or silly, if you've got an idea, it's worth a shot, right? We try it. It doesn't work. Okay. We at least tried it. No regrets. And I want them to, like, I want everyone to just step outside. Like, you don't have to wait for somebody to give you a list of things to do. What's that? You can come up with it. We all do every day. Just expand that into business, and nothing but success. Yeah,
I think that's great. That ownership mentality, you can get that. As a real part of your workforce, that is powerful.
It's been tricky,
cool.
But like, I had my early adopters, and they ran, and it's like, this is awesome. And it's like, you get the ones in the middle that's like, okay, you got to prove it to me. Like, I'm serious, man. Just take a shot. Go for it. It's okay. I promise.
Yeah. The collective is so much smarter than an individual can possibly be.
All day long. Yeah, that's great.
Successful leaders typically have some positive habits that they've developed. So I'm always curious about people's habits that I have on. So are there a couple of good habits that you've developed over time that have kept you at the top of your game, you think?
I definitely burn pretty fast. I found years ago I started doing it's not, I guess it's technically not martial arts, it's Krav Maga. So it's like it's Israeli form of hand to hand, and it mixes several different disciplines: jiu-jitsu, boxing, it kind of blends them all together. I'd say it's organized bar fighting if you were to see it. So it's been a great outlet for me, at least. You kind of I tell you what, if you don't focus, you get hit. And I found that on a couple occasions I didn't focus, and then a finger was broken. So that things happen like that. But it's been great. I try to stay on top of the exercise. Solid. I've got my habits in the morning. It's you wake up, you make coffee, walk the dog. Have coffee with the wife, talk about the day. Out the door. So it's like, I guess it's not, rituals, or like, just it's, for me, it's rooted in it's rooted in family, it's rooted in relationships, and you get those are solid. The rest of everything is going to be solid.
Sure. Back to the Krav Maga. How long have you been doing that?
Since 2015, so almost 8 years.
Okay, so you've been at it a while.
I've been, yeah.
Isn't the final phase? There we go. You learn how to cover somebody that's like get somebody out of a bad situation.
Multiple opponents, and everybody's kind of coming at you, guns, knives, and like bats, and like fists and stuff like that, and you got to protect somebody too, right? Yeah, sometimes you have it's like VIP, VIP defense and stuff like that. So those are like are like situations that you got. Does your person know somebody or know anything, or you just like straight kind of busting through? So it's yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's great.
A little crazy.
That's
I guess I know. I get it. It's not the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
It's all right. I did.
I didn't say it. I don't want to mess with you, man.
It's all good.
Well, hey, I've really enjoyed it, and I'm so happy for you guys, the way you're growing, and it sounds like an exciting time there with some of the, kind of earlier leaders stepping down, you're stepping in. Exciting time. I wish you all the best,
Jim,
Mike.
thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been awesome.
Yeah, so how can people find out more about your company?
You can check out our website. It's www.advancedplastic.com. And also too, we're still retooling the LinkedIn and the Facebook page, but you can reach us. You can also reach us phone 847-674-2070. So.
Okay, and we'll put that in the show notes as well, so people don't have to try to write it down while they're riding in their car. Okay, very good. Thank you for listening. This podcast was powered by Onan, a family of staffing companies providing real staffing solutions to manufacturing, logistics, and food processing companies across the United States of America. To get in touch or learn more about partnering with an Onan Group company, visit us at www.onangroup.com. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.